Warning: this video discusses topics that some viewers might find disturbing, such as racism, genocide, lynching, etc. Also video only for 17 up due to strong swearing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Now, I didn't want to have to acknowledge this song, and I don't want to talk about it. So, Jason Aldean. He sucks. I hate him. He's probably one of the worst acts to ever see success in country music. He's made a lot of songs I've disliked over the past 15 years he's been big in the mainstream, with his worst hit originally being Got What I Got, a song where he brags about how happy he is that he cheated on his wife with his current partner, but just as I thought he couldn't go lower than that, 3 years later, he released Try That in a Small Town, a song that I wish I did not have to give the time of day at all. But unfortunately, I didn't have a choice. And the worst thing about it is that it didn't have to be like this, as it wasn't even a hit at first. I've actually known this song existed long before the controversy stirred. When the song came out on May 22nd, I think I saw someone tweet out the lyrics of the song the day it was released, and at the time I was thinking, oh, so Jason Aldean is a racist prick. That's something I hadn't already noticed for years. Anyways, I'm gonna move on with my life because I don't need to be giving him the time of day. It's not like country radio's gonna play this to be a hit. I mean, they tried sending Am I the Only One by Eric Lewis to country radio, and they give that song spins. I doubt they'll do the same for this one. Except it did get airplay, and it did debut on the charts. Well, at least the country charts. Of course, I didn't know that cause I don't listen to country radio and hardly pay attention to the country charts, but considering this came from Jason Aldean, one of Nashville's most profitable stars, I should have known better. And then 2 months later, I saw someone on Discord warning us about a conservative song potentially having a high debut on the Hot 100, and not only that, but that said song had radio and streaming support unlike other songs of that trope, so it's gonna stick around. And do you know what song they were talking about? Yeah, exactly. The thing about Try That in a Small Town, though, is that that song had been around for 2 months at that point. Why now were the general public, or should I say big conservatives, seeking that song out? And that was when the controversy finally happened. Jason dropped his music video of that song, where it took place at a courthouse in Columbia, Tennessee, where a lynching of a black man named Henry Cho occurred in 1927, with additional news footages of the BLM protests in 2020, and that caused a lot of social media users and liberal journalists to speak up on this song and music video and how it represents everything wrong with country music. And all this discourse around the song was what drove it to make this formerly failed racist Jason Aldean single debut at number 2 on the Hot 100 and eventually hit the number 1 spot the following week. At this point, I don't need to say anything else, but fuck it, I'll speak my piece anyway because shit like this is important to acknowledge. Honestly, I wish I had been smart to speak up on this than to just ignore the discourse, cause by the time the song finally blew up and became a sleeper hit, many people online that's not in my circle had already fallen for this rage bait, while I, a person who had been aware about its existence since it was released, only glanced at the lyrics and just move on like what you should do with conservative political songs. So I thought continuing to pretend the song doesn't exist was the best thing to do. Hell, I even tried to warn people who haven't heard the song to not engage cause we didn't need to make this bigger than it already was, and also there'd be a chance that it might not be a hit if we kept ignoring. Of course, no one listened to me, but no matter how bigger the song got and how many people I saw talking about it, I kept telling myself that this song didn't exist, it won't be a hit, I will not at any point in my life listen to it, watch its music video, discuss it with others, mention it, or even think about it. I made that mistake with Am I the Only One, and was gonna do my best to learn my lesson with this one. Except here's the problem. Try That in a Small Town is not like Am I the Only One, not even close. Hell, it's not even a jingoistic type song. I mean, it is a jingoistic song. It has racist undertones like them. It sounds patriotic to conservatives like them. It pisses on liberals like them. But Try That in a Small Town is something else. I didn't even pick up on this the first time I skimmed through the lyrics and until I listened to this for myself twice in full. But this song is worse than racist. It is a threat to black people. And I mean this in the most literal way!
Try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road.
Apparently, with this song, Jason wants to murder anyone who comes to his little small town of his when he sees them do something he hates. And he's specifically targeting African Americans. That's lynching! That is literally lynching people! I'm not sure if I need to show you proof of that, considering the fact that he filmed this at a place where African American literally got lynched, but on a lyrical standpoint, just listen to this!
Cuss out a cop, spit in his face, stomp on the flag and light it up. Yeah, you think it's tough.
He is literally referencing the BLM protesters here! These people were cursing at cops because they were upset about the deaths of all these African Americans who got their lives taken away because of them. And you have the nerve to group them as criminals who disrespect them for protecting our city. And what's this shit about you mentioning burning a flag and lighting it up? That is not a criminal offense. If anything, it's a constitutional right. If people want to burn it down because they hate the pain they have to suffer through from this country, let them! And for those who somehow are convinced that he wants to kill us, I mean...
Got a gun that my granddad gave me. They say one day they're gonna round up.
Wow. As someone who performed at a concert in Vegas where 58 people were killed in your eyes, I thought you'd be smarter than this. But shit, this man is a monster. A big, irredeemable, bigot monster. But more importantly, he's a hypocrite. Cause Jason and his team are trying to have this be an anthem for small towns and make them feel like they're better than big urban cities. Cause small town folks take care of their own. But considering that they only put emphasis on things that happened during the BLM protests and outright state that they're gonna round up and fucking kill you if they see any of this shit happen here, and not the sheriffs, Jason and his small town good boys raise up right! I think I'd rather stay in the city because you've just emphasized why someone should stay away from small conservative towns. All my life as an African American who spent most of his life in the South, I have never wanted to live in rural areas. And your song right here basically made me want to stay as close to urbanization even further. Also, if there's any person here who doesn't have the right to sing how awesome it is to live in a small rural town, it's Jason Aldean! Cause based on my research, this man doesn't even come from a small town, let alone lived in one. Do you wanna know where this motherfucker actually grew up in? Macon, Georgia, a mid-sized city with a population of at least 157,000 people and the fourth biggest city in the Peace State. So that's more proof that Jason doesn't even know what he's talking about and only made this song just to profit on controversy. And the worst thing about it is that it fucking worked! It didn't at first, but they knew what they were all about when they dropped that video, and everyone fell into the rage bait and became the hit I wish it hadn't been. I wish I could pretend that it wasn't a hit like I did for the first few months, but the damage is done. This song got constant airplay on country radio stations. It was a mainstay on the sales chart, clocking 4 weeks there. It debuted in the top 20 on the Spotify charts. And have I mentioned that it debuted at number 2 on the actual Billboard Hot 100 and went to fucking number 1 the following week? And not only that, but stuck around the average 20 weeks to place 66 on the official Billboard year-end chart of 2023. And even on more user-driven year-ends like V30 and Mike Rant's revised year-end, the song placed 68 on both of them respectively. Whether you or I like it or not, Try That in a Small Town by Jason Aldean was a hit on all channels. It became the first jingoistic song to make one of those year-ends since probably having forgotten by Daryl Worley, the worstest song of the 2000s. And when a song like this, a song that promotes actual lynching, becomes a bona fide hit, You cannot overlook this shit. Especially when it's sung by a country A-lister! See? The other reason why I didn't want to make this video or talk about it in any of my videos, because I know 100% that calling this man out is gonna do shit. Like, unlike other conservative songs where singers feel like they mean what they're preaching or say this shit just to anger liberals, Jason doesn't give a fuck what anyone thinks of his song. Hell, he didn't even write it. He only agreed to be a part of it because he knew his career was dying and needed something to get him back on top of the world, if it means pandering to the conservative crowd. And honestly, I kinda wish he had written this song, cause at least that would show that he has some integrity in what he preaches, even if it's bad integrity. But this is Jason Aldean we're talking about, a guy who's never put effort into his craft and is resting on his laurels at this point. So of course this pro-lynching song was gonna have staying power because it has his name on it. And the fact that it stuck around pisses me off more than the song itself, because not only it shows that as long as someone makes them money, even if it comes from a racist dickhead like Jason Aldean, Music Row doesn't care about the lives of black people. But if they hadn't dropped that morally reprehensible music video that they knew would stir a lot of controversy, A, it would have caused people to seek it out to see what the track's all about, B, it wouldn't have charted as high as it did, and most importantly, C, this song would have completely fallen off of everyone's radar and this fuckface would have faded away to obscurity where he belonged. But because all of this did happen, it made me fear what this could mean for country music in the following years. Are we gonna get more songs like these to be dominant hits? Will these songs encourage harsher lynchings to minorities in small rural towns? Will country music get a worse reputation because of songs like these? Cause it doesn't have to. You know there's plenty of amazing country music out there if you do your work to look for them. We don't need our Jason Aldeans and Morgan Wallens to be the face of modern country music, right? We can have good discourse about modern country by getting more interesting and accepting songs in the genre to dominate the charts. We don't have to turn everything into moral rants, but as long as songs like these from artists like these go to #1, I guess we do. Trust me, I wish I could keep it about the music, man, but sometimes you just can't. There are songs out there that are damaging to the world where you have to get political and use your platform for. And while a person who's stupidly done blackface at a Halloween party isn't gonna listen to anyone, that shouldn't stop you from speaking up, cause maybe one person in his team probably will listen. Maybe if we as a society keep reminding people what message they're spreading across their music and how it could affect our country, hell even world, there's a small chance that songs like these might not happen again, or at least not become hits. And by preventing these songs from reaching the great public, or better yet being made, there's a chance that equality could mean something, and everyone, including black people, will have a chance to be happy. Only we can make the world a better place. Only we can make lives for African Americans safer. And that's why, despite not wanting to at all still, I made this video to talk about this song so I can use my small platform to stand by my people and call out everyone who was involved in this horrific abomination for spreading such hate and danger to us! Fuck Jason Aldean, fuck the people who bought and or streamed this bullshit, fuck the producer for making this draining production, fuck the songwriters for writing these reprehensible lyrics and ever thinking this concept was acceptable, fuck everyone who was involved in the making of the racist music video, fuck the music video itself for making this song blow up hard, fuck every media outlet for failing into the bait, fuck country radio station for hanging on to this song, and fuck this goddamn sorry excuse of a lynching anthem for making music discussion of 2023 so fucking miserable in the summer! And if you support this song's message, music video, or anything Jason Aldean and his team stand for, then fuck you too! Okay, that was my full rant on the worst hit song of 2023, 2020 so far, and ever, 21st century, and probably all time. Nope, I'm not joking about that. Like I said, I'm not one to get all political and shit because this is a music channel after all.
And I just want people to be entertained and have fun while I discuss hit songs and other songs I like. And there's no fun in me cursing at conservatives all the time. But when a song is this damaging to people, specifically my own race, I have to call it out and give it scorn so nothing like this potentially ever happens again. Anyways, the 2023 Rankdown will be coming out eventually. This segment won't be a part of that video because I don't want things to get too intense. Like, I'm gonna mention this song and will be counted as part of my Rankdown, but I won't go into any details on why this song is abysmal because by the time it comes out, everyone will have already moved on by then and we don't need to hear any more rants on a song that everyone knows is irredeemable. Plus, this won't be the only political rant I'm gonna have to do in part 1. I still have some loose ends to do with Morgan Wallen, and there's also that Oliver Anthony song. So having this over 15-minute rant of this song be part of the video would drain everyone's mood and make part 1 less enjoyable. So what I'm gonna do is I'll just tell people in this video that if they're curious to know everything I have to say about the Aldean song, they can come to this video where I explain all my issues and why I thought it was important to acknowledge this song's existence despite none of us wanting to. And this could be my way of having this song be number 0 if I was still doing worthless, because this song is so reprehensible to the country that it doesn't deserve to be in the same mix as other songs I hate. Hence why the entire video dedicated to my Try That Small Town rant is called Part 0 of the Billboard Year Rankdown of 2023. Anyways, I'm Mike Duggar of Duggar Music Horror. Thank you for watching if you took the time, and I'll see you later. Goodbye!